this is a test to see how the Wi-Fi actually works in the garage here, because streaming, I want to start streaming more. I'm very, very limited in my editing capabilities. Like, I got a new phone, which is cool, and I can cut clips together and stuff, but I'll have to learn how to do it. So, seeing as I got a baby due on the 21st, I could be very limited in the amount of time that I have to make content. So I'm trying to figure out the easiest, just the most straightforward way that I can do that without having to spend much time on it, because I want to keep making content and putting stuff out there and like kind of sharing all these cool ideas, but I'm pretty concerned that my ability to do that will be limited. So I'm testing right now, seeing if spinning in the garage is an option. It's not real clean. It's kind of cluttered right now, but if this works out well, then I'll figure something out, how to make this area a little bit nicer. But as far as I can tell, the image I'm looking at looks clear. I don't know what you guys are seeing, but hopefully what you're seeing is what I'm seeing in the thing. But since we're on this stream, I wanted to bring up this cool idea about vertical versus vertical atoms. I've been really inspired recently by Kyle Ford with his kind of way of thinking about these things, and it's been awesome. And the helical thing has kind of opened up in my way of thinking, and so it kind of occurred to me that there are three different kinds of vertical versus vertical atoms. Well, there's probably more, but there's three that I can think of, right? So if we're oriented so that one's in wall and then one's in wheel, then you get that circle with a line through the thing. And these are like your brakes, you know. They're just anti-spin or in-spin, however you want to do it. And then same kind of thing on this side, right? So each hand is independently moving whatever driving style it wants, but it's staying in its plane, right? So all of our, you can do it however you want. So, you know, anti-spins, you can see the wall plane is really, this one is really where you'll be able to tell what's going on, because this one almost just looks like up and down. It's cool because if you're in a round circle and you're keeping that steady, you'll kind of isolate the flower. That can have a really cool effect. And they fit right in with all your brakes, you know. So Randy, you'll be able to put those off to good work. I don't know if you've seen quarterspace.tech, but it used to be catbrake.com, but he's upgraded it maniacally and added like these quarter cap things so you can return. If you haven't seen that and you're interested in 3D and these style flowers, then I highly recommend checking that one out. And then the other thing that Kyle and I have been kind of deep diving on, I guess, are these helical ideas. So when we're in this one, this is staying this edge view point, where the audience is viewing it from the edge, is staying in its own plane essentially. We can kind of manipulate, it'll stay in parallel planes, right? But we'll move it in a way that it kind of creates a design with this edge. This is the one, this pattern is kind of similar to a two pedal in spin, right? And this is similar to a 4-pedal anti-spin. Don't know what to call these. Still working on that, because it can be in spin or anti-spin, but you're not actually, your hand isn't moving in the spin of the poi. So there's the anti-spin one, and then here's the in-spin one. So they kind of look from one angle, in-spinish or anti-spinish. And then here's a cool one. This is the new Kyle one, new to me Kyle one, and this is it's essentially analogous to the triquetra. You get like a and then a point. And this is just moving your hand in a linear helix. I don't know what you'd call that, but moving my hand in a linear fashion so the poi makes a helix. and you're moving it in a timing so it goes up and down. What would that be? 1 hertz, you know, if it's a wave. So, and then when it's going back up, you kind of make that top of the triangle. And that's cool as shit. And so Kyle's been mixing that with this 3-pedal anti-spin on the top, and then this one on the bottom. So you get this really sharp looking 6-pedal flower thing. But Kyle Ford Sauce on YouTube, definitely check out the stuff he's been putting out lately. It's madness. And then there's this other, so you know, any kind of hybrid, you can hybridize this wall plane thing with any of the variations of those helical things. So the one I like is this in spin, you know, with air quotes, because it makes a little U here and a U here. You can put those anti-spin pedals right in those U's. And then on the up and the down part, this kind of makes an arch here. So your anti-spin pedal will go inside of that arch, and it mirrors on this side, so the arch will happen again, but it'll be backwards, so your anti-spin pedal will go in front of it. So lots of talking, but here. So this will be anti-spinning, this hand. On your right, but it's actually my left hand. So this is making the H, or the mirrored arches, or whatever you want to call it. Right. Oh, kind of sloppy, sorry. Do it this way, it's easier for me. But you get this. So that's one example. I showed you the Ford Sauce example with the 2 triangles. So those are just, you know, we have these guys, and then you can turn those guys into your helical ones without changing plane or anything, right? So that is presenting one wall and one wheel, both of those. You can also, so this is vertical versus vertical. If I take the edge and I make it so that they're 45 to each other, making a 90, bang, and it points at the audience, so the audience is viewing each point from a 45. We can use that too, and that has some really cool effects. So this might look like split op from the front. This is the atomic, the very obvious atomic orientation. And this is that same thing from the side. Split same looking, kind of oval, but split same. But that means this has 2 appearances, right? So let's go like that. Essentially, the idea with this one is a wonky, it's at 45 to the camera. The plane is at 45. So we got a 4-pedal in spin, but it's kind of on this diagonal. And then we'll do a 2-pedal in spin, also on the diagonal, right? So then we end up with this. Oh, sorry, my in spins are on the side. So that's just, it almost looks like one of these. Oh, can't really see it, sorry. But with the atomic version, that from the side, that also has an appearance, right? So it's got this own kind of shape thing going on from the side, which looks neat, you know, especially if you repeat it a few times, and the audience members will be able to perceive that there's a repeating pattern going on, even if they can't really, if it's not so simple as, you know, a triangle, still they'll be able to perceive the repeating pattern. So we have all the, you know, you could do those hands apart. So in spin, in spin. Just get creative. It's all the same variations that you could do with regular, you know, parallel, same plane, poi hybrids. Then, so that is facing, like our split op is the wall. We can also do it so that our split op is the side, you know, and that's our wavy weave. It occurred to me that these wavy weaves, people do the in-spin them. Oh shit. Ugh. So if you have a wavy weave, right, and you make it into a circle. It's basically a flower. Right? But you can also do like this inversion, low and high. So now you have atomic, same direction flowers. And we can also do it in reverse. So the idea being, if this is in spin, roughly in spin, then this is roughly anti-spin. So it's like introversion, anti-spin, counting. Oh. But that gives us the three categories, right? You have your wall, wheel, where you stay in the plane. You have wall, wheel, where you're using one helically. And then you have the double 45, where you're kind of getting the two angles of presentation. So that's cool. There's all sorts of stuff to mess with there. So have fun. Hopefully this came out clear. If you got any feedback on what I should do to make this better, let me know. I'm happy to listen. All right, guys, have a good one.